to the U to the E. Man, where the hood, where the hood at? Had a nigga in the truck where the wood at. All the niggas acting up where the wolves.
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Top 5. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck a Top 5. Top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. And that's mine. Because I said that wrong. But let's roll with it. Because I'm doing a dual recording thing. I'm recording on the computer and I'm recording over here. So let's get into
First
this.
up, we have probably my favorite, one of my favorite new Pokemon, Dragalge. This thing is an absolute specially defensive beast. Look at that special defense, 123. Poison Dragon. And one thing you'll see across most of the Pokemon here, I absolutely love Dragon types. It's got a lot of different abilities: Poison Point, Poison Touch, Adaptability. I believe the one I used in game was Poison Touch Poison Point. That's the one where you poison the attacker. And I absolutely love this Pokemon. I put an Assault Vest on him and 4 attacking moves, and it was RIP for the most part when I would play competitive battling. Next up, another Pokemon that I absolutely grew to love this last generation, and that is Gengar. I was always indifferent towards him up until this last generation when we got Mega Gengar. Talk about a motherfucking beast. This thing pretty much cut a swath through everybody I played until he got banned in OU. I'm not 100% up to date on Pokemon tiers anymore, but last I knew he was banned in OU, and he's an absolute beast. He went through, I plowed through the games with him. As soon as I got Haunter, used my other game to trade, and found the fucking Gengar right around the corner, it was pretty much easy mode engaged for the rest of the game. This next Pokemon I love based on appearance alone. He's a fucking rock dragon. Look at him. He reminds me of Megatron from Beast Wars. And that's why I named him Megatron in every game I played. Attack stat, pretty decent. Defense, pretty good, but he's a rock type, so, you know, that's expected. Strong Jaw, ups his biting moves. Absolutely wonderful Pokemon to play through the game with. I wish he was a little bit better for competitive, but look at that. Look at that guy. Look at that. Fucking badass. Next up,
Fucking Metagross. Fucking Metagross.
if there was ever a Pokemon that didn't really need a Mega Evolution, it was Metagross. The thing's already a pseudo-legendary. Mega Metagross, 700 base stats. Fucking through the roof. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at that. That's a murder. Steel Psychic. I've always enjoyed playing with Metagross when I've had the chance. Also, one of the coolest designs for a Pokemon. Next up at number 6, Heliolisk. And this is a Pokemon that I didn't get to play through the game with, but I developed for competitive battling and for beating down Sam's son Matt. And he was great at it. I had Dry Skin Heliolisk, and I'd just switch him in whenever a water attack was incoming, and pretty much troll face all around. Absolutely love his animations in the game, how he flares up like the whatever that dinosaur is in the first Jurassic Park, right before it spits its acid in Newman's face. I like that. That's a really cool animation. Probably one of my favorite animations for an attacking move in all the Pokemon games.
And we're back for the actual top 5.
The only starter to make this list, and probably one of the coolest designs for any Pokemon I've ever seen, Greninja. He wears his tongue as a scarf, motherfucker. Look at this guy. Absolutely loved that he was included in Smash Brothers. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at Smash Brothers or at using him. I often would get myself killed using the Hydro Pump, trying to save myself, but absolutely love him. Hidden ability of Protean changes the game just like it changes his type. Absolutely wonderful for competitive battling. Very versatile. There's a lot of ways you can go with Greninja, and he's just a really great Pokemon. Definitely made it into my top 5. Number 4, Gliscor. This is another one of those Pokemon that I never had the opportunity to use in the game, but when I developed one for competitive battling, I fell in love. I could basically wall anybody with this. I had a few different builds for Gliscor. Absolutely a wonderful Pokemon to use. Obviously gotta have Poison Heal. Thing's a fucking tank. Thing is a tank. It will just stand there and endure anything. Absolutely love this Pokemon. Number 3 on this list, I fell in love with when I went back and started playing through, I believe it was Pokemon Fire Red a few years ago, and I got to the point in the game where I was just kind of catching whatever I came across, and when you go back and play the original generation, it's kind of hard to find good Pokemon that are worth using, because there's a lot of garbage. Like, especially when you're spoiled, when you're playing like Generation 6, there's a lot of garbage when you look back and you're limited to just 151, or 150 I guess. And I needed a water Pokemon because I didn't have any yet. I didn't want to train up a Gyarados. I was never a big fan of Gyarados. And I had an Eevee. They give you an Eevee. And we're just like, you know what? I never made a Vaporeon. Absolutely the best decision I ever made. Vaporeon was pretty much the only reason I was even able to beat the Elite Four in that game. His moveset isn't exactly amazing, but it gets the job done. Next on this list, and for a little while he was competing with number 1, my boy, Big Haxorus. I saw this dragon Pokemon and I fell in love. Absolutely the scariest thing I've ever seen in a Pokemon game. Like, this is what you would... If Pokemon were real, this is what they would have thrown out to battle whatever genetic Tyrannosaurus Rex thing they came up with for the Jurassic World movie. This thing has fucking an axe on its face. An axe on its face? How many of you can say that's not the scariest thing in the world? The Axe Jaw Pokemon. You're goddamn right he is. Mold Breaker, absolutely wonderful ability. Axew's baby form even looks like he's gonna shank somebody. And of course, we arrive at my number 1 favorite Pokemon of all time. Snorlax. What can I say about Snorlax? I love him. I love him so much. Every time I catch a Snorlax, I have to use it. Every time I catch a Snorlax, I name it Corey. We kind of have the same shape. The only difference is he likes to sleep. I like to be awake. I'm sleep maybe 5 hours a day. So we don't have that in common, but I absolutely love this Pokemon. Wonderful wall if you need it. Unfortunately, its normal typing leaves it with a pretty common weakness to fighting, but absolutely wonderful Pokemon. I do wish that at some point he gets a Mega Evolution. But I say that with apprehension because some of the Mega Evolutions have like at least a design that looks worse. Like, what is it? Slowbro, Mega Slowbro looks stupid as fuck. And I don't want them to do that to my boy. Snorlax, number 1.
Let me know in the comments below if you're a Pokemon fan, what your top 10 is, and what you think about my top 10. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep it real, Internet.